When I was thinking of coming, there were so many things I was going through my mind, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go and just give a whole bunch of facts and mental health and all of that. And believe it or not, yesterday I was praying, and I felt the Lord say to me, throw out all those facts. Right? I mean, this is a day before the event, right? So I wanted to get a little bit personal, and talk about mental health from a personal experience. All right? In 2019, I was sitting in my house, glued to my television, watching Chesley Christ, because I'm from North Carolina, that's where I live, Miss North Carolina competing at the Miss USA pageant. And I was so excited because she used to go to Wake Forest University, which is one of the schools in North Carolina, and I used to work there for a while. So I was so excited, and then she won the Miss USA pageant, and I was elated because here she's now going to represent the USA at the Miss Universe pageant. She went on to represent us and made it into the top 10 at the Miss Universe pageant. She had her law degree. She was in television as a correspondent. Beautiful girl. Literally had a gold spoon in her mouth. Then America was shocked when Chesley, this woman who seemed to have had everything, jumped through her window in New York, a high-rise building, and jumped to her death. Now, there was a whole lot of talk concerning mental health around that time. And here's the thing. A lot of people who suffers from mental health don't even know they have a mental illness. Mental health, it affects the way we think, it affects our emotions, it affects our behavior, how we think, how we feel, how we act. The $1 million question was, why would somebody who seemed to have had everything jump to her death at the age of 30? Now I could relate. Because in 2014, driving my car, going down the street, I was looking for some way to run my car off the road. I was in so much of pain at that time. And I'm looking and, okay, this looked like, for about 2 minutes, I was looking for somewhere to literally drive my car off the road and end life. And then it came to me, what if you run this car off the road and the car get damaged but you survive? Now you have a whole set of other problems. So I had to pull my car to the side of the road, started screaming and banging on my dashboard, screaming and asking God, why? You see, 6 months before that, my sister, who were just 1 year apart and was always in each other's lives, was brutally murdered by her boyfriend right in our house. It was a very abusive relationship. She decided to end it. He came to the house one day, sent her 2 daughters who were 15 and 5 years old at the time. This was in 2013. sent them to the corner store, shot my sister 3 times in her stomach, and as she lay lifeless on the floor, pointed the gun to the back of her head and shot her 3 more times at the back of her head to ensure that she was dead. And then he ran. Then here comes these 2 girls from the store to find their mother dead on the floor. My mother only had the 2 kids, my sister and I. So when my sister died, I buried my sister, took custody of her 2 daughters, and I had to be there for everybody, taking care of everybody, but nobody was understanding the pain that I was in. Because of the fact that my sister's murder was a high-profile case, I was constantly in the media because they were looking for the guy that killed me. So I always had to put on a brave face, smile every day for the cameras, but I was screaming on the inside. Who do you talk to? Who do I tell that I'm in this deep pain? After all, I'm the one with the title behind my name. I'm the one that people come to my office for counseling. How do I tell them now that I don't even feel like living anymore? Mental health does not discriminate. Young, old, rich, poor, black, white, it doesn't matter. It affects everyone. And there are different types of mental health. You have schizophrenia, personality disorders. The one that I consider that is a silent treatment, a silent killer, is depression. Because if somebody is schizophrenia and all of that, they're crazy. That's easy to recognize, When you have personality disorders, today you feel you want to be Jack, tomorrow you feel you want to be Harry or Tarzan, you just all over the place, But the depression is something that a lot of people suffer in silence. And who do you talk to? Because you go to tell somebody, I'm just depressed, they'll be like, why? You're a beautiful girl, you have straight. But the silent killer, depression, that millions of people suffer and deal with. In the United States, they said, I think the statistics said is like every 11 minutes someone commits suicide in the United States. I think worldwide they said like every 3 seconds. So just in this time alone that we've been here, there have been quite a few people that have committed suicide. We did not have to deal with a lot of the things that young people in this generation had to deal with. My heart goes out to young people in these days. The peer pressure is so much more with the things that you all are being pressured to do. Find someone to talk to. And like she rightly said, find a good hobby. Exercises or whatever releases endorphins in your body that helps with your mental state. When you find yourself wanting to move away from people, you want to avoid people, you don't want to have friends, you want to avoid it, that can be a sign that you're starting to deal with mental illness. When you find yourself always thinking negative about your own self, and it's going on for a prolonged period, that can be a sign that you're dealing with mental illness. Please don't suffer in silence. But find somebody to talk to. And be careful who you talk to. Okay? Don't just go yapping your mouth to any and everybody, because you know your friend today might be your enemy tomorrow. You know? So be careful who you talk to. Alright? But don't suffer in silence.